Yep. Okay, so welcome everybody. This is Ani, Nasco, and Mikao, and we are the event dashboard team, as you already know. So, I would like to start with a simple fact. This is an evaluation sheet or a feedback form which all 30 of us fill by the end of each day here. Surprisingly enough, we spoke with event assistants here at Babson, and they estimated between 1.5 and 2 hours of manually filling the information from these handwritten evaluation sheets into their system when they do analysis. So, 2 hours for 30 people spent each day, it's quite a lot of time. Actually, if we do a simple math, we will find out that for each of you here, an event assistant spends 4 minutes. Then we went further and we did a research about the past 2 weeks. It turned out that here, the attendance of the all events at Babson were 2,300 people. Multiply that by 4 minutes per person, and you will get 3,500 hours spent in the last 2 weeks here at Babson for the simplest thing in the world, just manually filling these paper-based feedback forms into a digital system. So, an average paycheck here in United States for this kind of position is around roughly, let's say, $20 per hour. Multiply that, and you will see that for the past 2 weeks, there were $69,000 spent ineffectively. So, we do one simple thing. We are event dashboard, and we digitalize paper-based feedback.
Thanks, Carl. So, we were here at Babson for 2 weeks, and we managed to talk with 10 event organizers. And we found out that only one of them actually used digital feedback. And we wondered why. So we asked them. We asked them why they don't like digital feedback. And they answered the following things. One of them was tradition. They stick to the tradition here in Babson to use paper. One of them was that not all the audience was technically educated. The third concern is no safety, and this concerns mostly the medical and the pharmaceutical conferences. They want safety, and they don't want some third-party software companies stealing their content. Some others are high cost and not a good design. But there's another part. Why should you use it? What are the two most valuable assets in our lives? Our time and our money. And digital feedback saves you both. We also reduce the feedback cycle time and reduce the human error percentage. Also, it reads every single handwriting. Just a small fact. So, we, the Event Dashboard, are flexible and customizable software platform that saves time for event organizers while providing them with digital feedback and analysis. Now, a few words about the marketing. Our target market is event organizers who use paper-based feedback. Paper-based feedback. So, our startup market actually is going to be New York City because we decided that there are a lot of conferences there, and there are a lot of big medical conferences. So, you see some numbers over here from the event organizing businesses that are currently in USA. The total revenue is 13.8 billion. The profit is 1 billion. And the annual growth in this sector is 2.7% annually. So, but the most important thing is that 18% of those numbers are from medical conferences. That's a lot, right? So, this is me. It's really not a medical expert, but I really have expertise in this field, and I've actually organized a couple of medical conferences myself, so I know the problem. Our team also consists of Annie, that is an event organizer, has organized multiple conferences, and participates in an NGO. This is Kalo, as we all know, a software developer with 6 years of experience, with his team back in Bulgaria, that have done similar project before.
So we also came up with a business concept about this solution. And here we a little bit pivoted since last night, and we did a standard version. So we need only one customer to start. Let's imagine we do only one sale. We basically provide a highly customizable, safety, and installed on a dedicated server, committed on their personal needs of each event organizer software solution. So they buy it, let's say, one customer buys it, and we have already a standard solution. Then we charge license fee and customization fee. Imagine another customer shows up. We found out that they have very similar needs, like 80% of their needs are similar, and the differentiation is only in this 20%. So we can very easily offer another event organizer the standard version by enriching it with his custom needs. Let's say this event organizer wants us to build a functionality which export the data from our system into his internal system. This is automatically a new function. We charge him, but we also enrich our standard version. With each customer, we improve. And with each customer, we add more value to our standard solution. We came up with version 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and so on. And all this is business to business related. So we don't need 1,000 sales per year. As a matter of fact, only 5 sales per year will head us to break even. And another strategy for entering the market is just offering the first customer, if he brings us one more, let's say if he recommends us, he gets immediately 20% of the price he paid. So imagine I sell this product to Nasco. He buys it, then he recommends it to Ani. Ani comes to me as a referral, he gets 20% immediately. If he's smart enough, by providing me 5 recommendations, he will basically get the whole software solution for free, which will add more value to us. We also go through our competition. And as I said, we differentiate from them because they are big players. SurveyMonkey are estimated for $1 billion, and they acquire a lot. They actually acquired the one single biggest competitive of them for a lot of $1 million. The rumors say around 50. Then they acquired another company which provide a phone feedback, and they are basically very aggressive on this market. The second competitor we found are Qualtrics, which are doing a similar solution like us, but none of them provide a dedicated server when the safety is totally secure. None of them fulfill the custom needs of each customer. They say each customer has unique needs. We can adjust our algorithm, we can adjust our system, we can offer them highly customizable software which fits 100% of their unique needs. So basically, this is what we do. A highly customizable software solution which digitalizes paper-based feedbacks. We are the Event Dashboard team. Thank you very much.
that was I love the example you started with. Matter of fact, we should take a picture of that, make sure Elaine gets it.
Yeah.
Where's my phone?
Because again, a very real world problem, right? Very real world problem. I thought it was very good, very, very well done. Clearly, you've done a lot of research into this. You also sort of pivoted a little bit from your original idea, which is excellent. This stuff was very good, by the way. It shows, again, that you went, you talked to people, you understand what's going on. My question is, are you focusing on the medical conferences?
Yes.
Okay, because that was sort of, you mentioned it here, and then when you mentioned it up there, I was confused because I thought, well, wait a minute, you just told me here that people in the medical world, want safety. You didn't introduce this idea of safety until the very end. And that was when it clicked for me. And I said, oh, okay, I get it. It's a solution that's really built for this medical group. Of course, everybody will like it because, the information is safe and secure. So that was a little bit of a disconnect for me until the very end of what you did. And again, presentation, just tighten it up a little bit. You rambled a little bit on some things. It went into way too much detail on execution elements, right? Where I just wanted to understand a little bit more about the target audience and the business model and how you make money and all of that. So I pare down some of the detailed execution elements and focus a little bit more on the market, how you reach it, who they are, where they are, how they buy, all of that, and a little more about what it is specifically you're doing different from SurveyMonkey and Qualtrics. Because when you put those two up there, those are two very big companies. And an investor might get a little bit, frightened. So you kind of rushed at the end through the differentiation. I would have brought that up into the presentation a little earlier. But excellent, really, really, really well done. Because I'm impressed by many of the ideas I've seen today.
Yeah, I have exactly some of the same comments that Angela did, but I love that you took to heart, quantify the problem, and really tell us what that pain point is. And that was so compelling at the beginning. It was almost like, well, how can we not believe this is a problem? That was a great way to do it. I like that you left the information up for us to stare at during the presentation. That was a nice touch, because we're like, oh my gosh, 3,500 hours times 20. I mean, that was just such a compelling way to start. Second thing is you really hit home the value proposition, and then you really talked about differentiation. So you pulled a lot of the things we've been sort of harping on for 2 weeks, and you got those things into the presentation. The customer research is great. You've focused, you've narrowed, you've made progress. A couple of things that you should think about maybe going forward. So I think it would be interesting to know how many attendees go to these conferences, because that's going to allow you to help do a better job of selling. And this goes to Angela's point of what is your sales strategy. You're far enough along that you can start to think about sales strategy and how you should approach those customers. So if you know how many people attend the conference, you can walk in with the value proposition and say, I can save you $80,000 and here's how. And then you throw in the safety, which again, that needs to be hit at home. That's a really important thing. A second point is that the no's over there, and this goes back to Tim Markin's sort of value selling, those are going to be the objections. And you, since you know what that is, you can figure out a sales strategy on how to overcome those. Yes. So pay a lot of attention to those no's, because that's the time, those are the things you have to overcome in that short selling period of time. I like that you ended where you started. And the only other thing I would say is that you have the team to do it. You can and should do it. Great. It was really a good job. Really, really good job.
Thank you.
Just one thing that I was wondering about. I think that you could have done better just when you say, and this is me. It was clear you were trying to say, I know about the medical field, and that was the connection, but you could have said, this is why I think I understand what it takes to go to a medical conference and all the issues that it entails. with security, with safety data, blah, blah, blah. So, because it wasn't really, it was kind of, it's a little bit disjointed. And then the other thing that I wasn't sure about, he said 5 referrals. So you would give people 20% off if they refer you to someone. But what if they refer you and it doesn't result in a sale? So it should be, it should be either, one of the things that I'm thinking of is business to business, and if you're charging me $3,000, I don't really care about referring out people, because if the product is really good, then I mean, I can recommend you to someone, but for me, you're not saving me, it's not like an individual, so you're not saving me that much money. The value is really in the quality of the product. So I'm not sure if this slide brings that much to your story. So picking it up might mean like remove some of the slides and making it very clear why the medical field is where you're starting.
Yeah, just you reminded me of one other thing I was thinking about, and that is you could almost give away your first, trial product to your first set of customers, because that's going to give you proof of concept. It's going to demonstrate, and so you could say, look, we're going to do 2 conferences for you. Get the first one for free, prove the concept, and the second one you pay for. And so you can almost get in the door to a few customers to try and generate proof of concept and a track record by giving the first one away for free. It's just an idea. But overall, great progress, great job. So. And last but not least,